The school bell rang at 4 p.m., a clarion call that set hundreds of children free. Books slammed shut, bags swung over shoulders, and laughter echoed through the hallways. Freedom had arrived, but one boy didn't rush out. He walked slowly, head down, his face shadowed, his eyes distant. His name was Vijay. While his friends ran to their residences for assembling again in the playground, Vijay turned toward a quiet lane, toward Nagesh sir's house. Officially, it was tuition. In truth, it was labor. There, Vijay spent his evenings watering plants, pulling weeds, cleaning the backyard, while his classmates chased footballs under the golden sky. What hurt most wasn't the work. It was missing the game, the match he had dreamed about all week. Vijay studied in class 9. Football wasn't just a game for him, it was life. When he played, it was as if the world faded away, and only the ball, his breath, and the open sky remained. His school stood in a small township of a power plant, a place half urban, half rural, where everyone knew everyone's story. 2 kilometers away lay Vijay's home, a humble mud house in a tribal hamlet. His father worked as a daily wage laborer, sometimes in fields, sometimes in township homes. His mother bought vegetables from village markets to sell in the bazaar. Their life was simple, honest, and hard. Until class 7, Vijay studied in a small village school. Then came high school, new subjects, new challenges, and new teachers. Among them was Nagesh sir, the science teacher, known for his perfect smile and polished talk. But behind that smile was greed. He picked students like Vijay, polite, poor, soft-spoken, and offered extra coaching. But at his house, tuition meant chores, 10 minutes of lessons, then an hour of work. And Vijay, innocent and respectful, said nothing. Yet the fire inside him didn't die. When everyone slept, Vijay would sneak out. With an old football under his arm, he'd walk to the township ground with a few friends. There, under the moonlight, he played there till midnight. Each kick was a rebellion, each sprint a whisper. One day, I'll make it. Then came the turning point. A new sports teacher joined the school, Ramesh sir. Young, energetic, barely 25, but with eyes that could see potential where others saw weakness. From the first week, he noticed Vijay, thin, shy, but quick on the field. He called him one day after class. "Vijay, you play well. Why don't you practice more?" "Sir, I go to tuition in the evening." When Ramesh sir learned the truth, the backyard labor, the humiliation, his anger turned to resolve. "From tomorrow you study with me. Mornings before school and evenings you play. That's an order." From then on, Vijay's mornings began with studies and evenings with football. Slowly, his marks improved and his game became unstoppable. Nagesh sir, feeling exposed, began taunting Vijay in class, but this time, Vijay had someone standing behind him. Ramesh sir spoke to the principal. The truth came out. Nagesh's power ended, and Vijay was finally free. With his teacher's support, Vijay played district-level matches, then state-level. His passion, his speed, his spirit, unstoppable. Soon, his name appeared on the list for the Sub-Junior National Football Championship. His team won. That goal was more than a victory. It was redemption. For every insult, every struggle, every lost evening. Years rolled on. Vijay passed class 10, then class 12. And still, he played, not for fame, but for purpose. Ramesh sir stayed by his side, encouraging him to apply for the paramilitary sports quota. 2 years of hard work, trials, disappointments, waiting. And then, one morning, the letter came. He'd been selected as assistant sub-inspector in a national paramilitary force through football. The dream that began on a dusty ground had turned into destiny. Vijay called Ramesh sir the same day. "Sir, I got selected." "I told you, Vijay, you were meant to fly." Ramesh sir replied. He got his first posting at a nearby town in a national coal company. A year later, Vijay stood again on his old school ground, but this time not as a player, but as a guest. He wore his crisp paramilitary force uniform, and his smile lit up the crowd. Ramesh sir stood beside him, proud and quiet. The principal introduced him, the students clapped, and Vijay spoke, his voice steady, his eyes shining. Dreams don't need money. They need courage, hard work, and someone who believes in you. That evening, Vijay walked to the football post once more. The sun dipped low. The goal stood in the orange light, the same as years ago. He smiled and whispered, "It began here, and it will never end." Every Vijay carries wings, waiting to open. All it takes is one act of faith and one teacher who believes you can fly.